This series presents information based in part on theory and conjecture. The producer's purpose is to suggest some possible explanations, but not necessarily the only ones, to the mysteries we will examine.
Lost civilizations, extraterrestrials, myths and monsters, missing persons, magic and witchcraft, unexplained phenomena. In search of cameras are traveling the world, seeking out these great mysteries. This program was the result of the work of scientists, researchers, and a group of highly skilled technicians.
Hey everybody, it's Loner. Hope you enjoyed that intro. Well, this is kind of a wrap-up for Painted Blazes. We got hiking videos coming up soon. We got Appalachian Trail Who's Who on YouTube, the book videos coming out soon. And one of the questions I get a lot about this cover is, where was this picture taken? This was the first idea I had for the cover, but when I changed the title to Painted Blazes, it didn't work anymore. This was taken in the Blue Ridge Parkway. Well, here's another idea. I didn't want to leave any doubt that this was a book about hiking, but I also wanted to show a blaze that would kind of guide you through the story. Now, this picture was taken in Virginia, right over the hump from Over Mountain Shelter, which is the red barn that's been converted. I stealth camped right in this little bend, and I love this picture because it showed the trail and a tree with a blaze on it, but the tree was on the wrong side. Flip it over, the tree is on the correct side, but for the blaze, I had an idea. I wanted something that you would remember. I had taken a picture of this cool guy in New Jersey at the top of Stairway to Heaven, and I don't condone defacing white blazes, but this guy had character. Here's another version. This one was taken by Mr. Fabulous, and this was taken by Dances with Flies. Here's another one of his buddies who was also on the hill. Well, here's all the elements put together. I had this done on Fiverr, which I'll talk about in a little bit. He did a great job. I love the green grass. He made it more vibrant, and the fog looks more spooky. And Blazeface, I call him Blazeface, he's welcoming you, but he's also got a grin like you don't know what you're in for. The original picture I had wasn't quite wide enough, so he kind of extended the forest, but he made a mistake. He left a white blaze in the middle of the forest. Watch this. Boop, it's gone. But anyway, to answer the question, this picture was taken in Virginia and New Jersey. And real quick, this is the original mock-up that I made for the back cover. This is what the designer suggested, and this is what we come up with. The background is actually all my souvenirs that I collected while hiking. Well, the cover I just showed you isn't actually the original cover. This is Shuckstack Fire Tower in the Smokies, and this is the proof version of Painted Blazes that I made using Amazon. I only have one copy. Designing a cover is harder than you think. You have to know your page count, or otherwise the spine won't line up. So I went to Fiverr. I sent out the basic idea to 4 or 5 different designers to find one that I wanted to work with. For some reason, this guy put my first name in bold, and the black and white didn't work because the cover was the only chance for us to have any color in the book. This one's getting closer, but I didn't use it because he put the checklist over the top of the picture, he put the subtitle above the title, and he didn't put the quotation marks in the right place. Also, he designed this little bird on his own. I didn't want to settle, so I kept looking. This designer insisted on only doing the front cover. They come up with this funny tree root graphic. They left out a quotation mark. And they did this funny double exposure thing on the bottom of the tree that I just don't get. Finally, this designer knocked my socks off. It had all the elements that I asked for. They suggested that we jazz this logo up a little. I wanted to make this a little fancier, and I wanted to change the yellow. I love the blue they came up with. He jazzed up the Shadow Watcher Press logo. He made this change for me. And overall, this cover from this designer cost about $80. Here's the special limited edition green cover. available only in December. And here's the super rare full color edition. There's only 2 of these. As most of you know, my Photoshop skills are very limited. So I went to Fiverr again. This is on page 83, the Highland ponies. There's not enough ponies. I like this little guy. So this is my Photoshop work, trying to get the pony in there. And this is what the professional came up with. I think theirs looks better. Now this one's really cool. This is on page 53. This is the picture that's in the book. Beautiful picture. A little background. This is Big Bald. And this is my little cowboy camping for the night. This is my view. And the guys had their tents out. They were hanging out by the fire, taking pictures and drawing. Just a cool night. And this big storm was coming in. I got a great shot of it, but the angle that I was at, I didn't get all the other activity that was going on. So I had them fix it up. Now, I'm not usually a fan of Photoshop, but I had some rules. I took both pictures. They were literally minutes apart, and it better represented the way I remembered it. Somehow, our bonfire got put out, so I had them put it back in. And here's the finished cropped picture. Here's a bonus picture for you. A little miscommunication. He gave me some extra tents, but check it out. These tents are the same exact as these tents, just at a different angle, so I didn't use that one. Well, here's a quick one on page 144 of the print book. I love this picture because it shows how much weight I've lost, but there's a terrible glare on the clock. I found this postcard, and I had them inserted in there. A little change of color, and presto changeo. Ready to go. Here's my favorite, on page 251. I love this shot of everybody on the bus. The bus driver was super nice, and he took the picture while we were waiting in Rutland, Vermont. But in the picture, you can't see Masshole. He was there. He just happened to be leaning back when he took the picture. But I wrote about him in the book, so we put him back in there. This looks totally fake. So we moved him around. There he is. And this is my favorite because he looks like he's talking to Hash Brown here. A real quick bonus picture for you. My eyes are closed, so he gave me some shades, but I look like Ray Charles, so we didn't use it. Months and months later, I was looking around Masshole's Facebook page for a picture to use for the Who's Who project, and he had the perfect picture of all of us on the bus. That's Daffy Duck on the right, and that's Radio sitting right behind me. Here's another picture that Masshole took. That's me and Radio trying to figure out these maps, and these little kids and the mom are watching us. So, I thought that was a really cool picture. Well, I mentioned Fiverr. It's a cool website. If you have a project that you need done, you need a logo, you need a drawing, you need a business card. The $5 can be misleading, and some of them are funny. This girl's from Pakistan, but she looks like Britney Spears' sister. And this one here, she lists Nigeria, which is a little suspicious. Doesn't mean they won't do a good job, though. It does take a few tries. I asked for a robed priest for this logo, and I got some naked guy clip art. But then the next person did a great job hand-drawing this the first time. Well, here's the first edition and second edition next to each other. Let's play I Spy. Do you see any differences? To start off with, I changed these check marks from blue to white. I shortened hammock tent to just hammock in the second edition. And also trail name and camera, I switched their positions in the lists. And this is a mistake. The actual trail miles for 2012 was 2,184. So I shortened myself 6. But if I change it now, it'll cost me another $5. There's only a few minor changes on the back cover. I asked for this text to be scooched up so that it wouldn't interfere with the barcode. We made the Shadow Watcher Press logo slightly larger, and we added the price. Well, moving inside the book, this graphic title has a little AT logo built into it in the second edition. Here's a little fun fact. The first edition copyright date, April 7th, is my anniversary for starting the Appalachian Trail. Turning the page, you'll notice a Praises for Painted Blazes page, which is a trick I learned from reading Stephen King novels. These are some of my favorite Amazon reviews. We got Sam I Am, Hiker Mom, which that is Caboose's wife and Sassafras's mom, Larry Vickery, a longtime supporter, Harvey Brooks, and Hike Hunter before he changed his name. The second edition also has a map of the AT that's actually part of a coloring book project that I'm still working on. Hey, who's that ruggedly handsome gentleman there? The book's from Shadow Watcher Press page. This version advertises more Painted Blazes, which is not out yet, and I always meant to put a Coming Soon logo on there. It's got a very early mock-up of Appalachian Trail Who's Who on YouTube before we changed the name. Delta Company is available on Amazon. Memories of Monsters and Dark Voices by My Mother are available on the website. The Howling and this book here are both out of print. Shameless Circus is available on Amazon from another publisher, which I'm currently working on trying to get that back. We got more reviews in the back of the book. We got Super Disco Fly, Remo, Chad Wesselman, who is helping me on AT Who's Who on YouTube, and Yoda and Carrie Young. I'll probably leave these in here about another couple weeks. Also, all versions of the book have an appendices in the back, which I think a lot of people overlook. Here's a complete gear list, including the weights and prices of each item. Here's a list of all the trail names that I gave out. There's 4 pages of the lexicon of the trail, and there's also a list of hiker updates from people in the book. Well, hope you enjoyed part 1 of Secrets of Painted Blazes. There was so much information I wanted to share, I had to break this up into 2 parts, so it wouldn't be too long. Please stay tuned for part 2, where we'll look into the Pirates of Painted Blazes. You won't believe it. Also, some fun facts, including stats, production numbers, lots more great pictures, and celebrity shoutouts. So stay tuned for that. Thanks, everybody. Bye.